Students would record the duration of the flight in hours, how long the flight is, and then the distance traveled for each flight. And then they would compare each flight for category A, B, and C and record the shortest flight and how many miles was traveled for that flight. The math lesson for this unit, the objective, after a class discussion about telling time on analog and digital clocks, students will use a clock manipulative to practice telling time and identify the time on 12 printed clocks with the minimum accuracy of 9 out of 12 correct. The New York State learning standard that this lesson reaches is work with time and money, tell and write time from analog and digital clocks in 5-minute increments using AM and PM, develop an understanding of common terms such as quarter past, half past, and quarter to. Major concepts that are taught in this lesson are understand the duration of a minute, hour, and a day. A minute is 60 seconds, an hour 60 minutes, a day 24 hours. Clock vocabulary that was mentioned before, how to tell time using an analog and a digital clock, and working with others. This is an example of the time worksheets that students would complete at the end of this lesson. Each clock tells time in a 5-minute 5-minute interval, and there's a key up here for students who may struggle with this topic, indicating that the green hand is the minute hand and the red hand is the hour hand. And then this is an example of group work that can be done for this lesson. Before completing this worksheet, students can be put into groups, and these times can be put onto index cards and put in the middle of the table. Each student would take a turn picking the index card, and the whole group would turn their clock manipulative to the time presented. And then they would discuss if it would be in the morning or night, whether it was PM or AM. And then they could also discuss if the sun would be in the sky, if it would be dark out, where the sun is, if it would be directly above us, it would be setting or rising. And then the science lesson for this unit, the objective, after learning about sun, moon, and star patterns, students will respond to 12 images indicating a reasonable time of day and a rationale for their response with a minimum accuracy of 9 out of 12 correct. The New York State learning standard that this lesson reaches is Space Systems, Patterns, and Cycles. Use observations of the sun, moon, and stars to describe patterns that can be predicted. One thinking routine that can be used in this lesson is why do you say that? When looking at images, students can be asked to think about what is going on in the image. Is there sunlight? Can you see stars? Where is the sun in the sky? Is the sun setting or has it already set? Is the sun setting or rising? After giving their response, students will be asked, why do you say that, explaining their reasoning for the time they set the picture in. This is a great way for students to think critically, giving a rationale for their response, backing up their response given. This is an example of the pictures that would be presented on a PowerPoint to the students for this activity. Each picture most pictures are labeled with the location of east and west in order to tell where the sun is in the sky, if it's setting or rising, which would be helpful for students to tell where the sun is. These are my references. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.